There's the green light. There we are streaming. Okay, a little goof up there. All right, let me share this on our website. The website is denverguitarorchestra.com. And I gotta fix some stuff here. Mondays are always a bit of a challenge getting all the websites up and running. Okay, log in. Okay, then I have to edit this page. Today is our whoops, hit the wrong button. Go back. All right, there we go. Edit. Okay, 281st broadcast, and then I hit paste. Theoretically, shift, highlight, link, enter, edit, settings, open a new window, update, and update. Okay, so that's got the website set. It should be working fine. Gives everybody a chance to come in, sit down, and play some guitar. And it's going to the right spot. Class 281. Very good. And then I can close that window down, and I can close that window down, and we can go put this on Twitter real quick. Copy the clipboard. Oh, no, I already did that part. Twitter. https://denverguitarorchestra.com, and then I put on the little photo. Up, guitar photo. All right, we have tweet. Okay, and that gets us out of there. And then I can close Twitter out, and I can close that out, and there's that, and jeez. All right, so hello everybody. Sorry, Monday was getting this thing up and running is a bit of a mess. Vic is here. She says the sound is good. Eugene is cooling down to the 70s after a very warm weekend in the 80s. My goodness, Vic, you are absolutely winning. Although 80s at this time of year, it feels a little crazy, doesn't it? Yeah, we're getting ready for some snow here in Denver, and it's super cloudy, foggy, and weird out there. And Donna and I were talking earlier about you, Vic. She says, yeah, if we ever move to Oregon, I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle it, because, you know, we have all this fog and local clouds this morning. And I says, well, it's going to be like this like 200 days a year there. And so I think maybe she's deciding that we need to take Oregon off the list of possible places to live. You know, you grow up in the sunshine. She grew up in New Mexico. I grew up here in Colorado. You think, oh, I like clouds, I like fog, you know, but when they happen, you're like, okay, I need it to be over pretty soon. So funny. All right, guys. Good morning, everybody. Hope that you are all doing wonderfully. Had a great weekend. Let's go grab these Segovia patterns. I still have a long way to go. I wasn't able to even pick up a guitar this weekend. We were so busy. So I'm going to play measure 2, just as we have been all along, up to measure 17. We'll probably go through that the rest of this week. I still don't have the pattern quite memorized. Still making way too many mistakes. And so let's start with that measure 2 on the Segovia patterns. And start in 5th position. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's go do it one more time. I survived anyway. That's something. 1, 2, ready, play. Yeah, I missed that last couple of notes. All right, so kind of blew it there, but I'm going to focus this week on getting that pattern memorized. My right hand fingers are actually starting to cooperate a little bit on that. So, good morning, Elizabeth. 34 here, descending fast. Yeah, here comes the snow. Yeah, here comes the so much for here comes the sun. Yeah, Elizabeth and I are. She lives north of me, and we are going to get. They're talking 4 to 6 inches here in the city, so that's a pretty decent snow for April. Pauline, good morning. Overcast, 54. Great weekend weather. Yes, word on the streets is the West Coast did pretty well with weather this week. Guys got your first taste of legitimate springtime. Evelyn, good morning. Sounds good. It is 61, partly sunny. And so, pretty typical morning, I guess, down there in Cuenca. Half of Oregon is sunny, and it's raining along the coast. Yeah, have my wife check out Bend, which is sunny 3. Bend, Oregon. Yeah, we've been to Bend one time. yeah, we'll have to think about that. We're not going anywhere anytime soon, but when you get mad and you're like, we gotta move, we gotta go somewhere else, and so you start looking around for places. One time we were looking at, we often do, Sequim, Sequim, up in Washington. Apparently is just where it's sitting in this space, it gets a little less rain than everybody else around them, and all the retirees are moving there. And I said, well, if we live on a golf course, maybe. And then I read, yeah, it's different. What they're talking about is less rain. They're not talking about less cloudy days. So we'll see. I still think Cuenca is probably my number one. Cuenca or Quito, either of those cities. All right, guys. Hey, most of you are returning, and I need to run through our book 1, day 1 stuff today. And so if you are new here, welcome. If you're catching this recording, thank you for checking it out. I will tell you, song 1 of book 1 is the most important song that we play, period. And for those of you guys who've been around a little while, there's going to come a day when you get to teach somebody how to do this. And so let's make sure we've got a couple of basic thoughts in our head prior to proceeding with the lesson. 1, is your guitar in proper playing position? Now, most of the time when I start older people that have been messed around with guitar, they play horizontally, and that's not at all ideal for your long-term health or your long-term tonal quality. This horizontal fashion is how we play when we're sitting down, and if you ever stand up to play with a strap around your guitar, it's going to drop into classical position. So it makes sense even when you're sitting down to play guitar in classical position. Plus, it's going to make your right hand and left hand activities so much easier. And if you've been playing in a horizontal fashion for a while, it's going to be, your thumbs up here, your fingers are all cramped up here, and you've gotten used to that, and you feel like that's the normal way to play, but it's definitely not the best. Okay. Second thing that we talk about a lot is tuning your guitar. I cannot speak highly enough of these snark tuners they have out now. Super Tight HZ. I think it's ST8 is how they market them on Amazon. They're $14 on Amazon. I sell them at my shop for $18. So, so it's cheaper to get them off of Amazon. They're high definition, and they got the good computer in there and all this stuff. They're wonderful. The tuning thing that I hope that you memorize and know for the rest of your life: Eddie, 8, Dynamite, Good, by Eddie. E-A-D-G-B-E. And your little tuner here will help you with that. Getting your guitar tuned the first time is the hard part. After that, you just got to keep it in tune. E-A-D-G-B-E. Eddie, 8, Dynamite, Good, by Eddie. When I teach my class face to face here locally, that's one of the things we do every single week is we say that phrase out in groupthink. Eddie ate dynamite. Goodbye, Eddie. So that by the end of week 5 of the class, everybody just knows Eddie ate dynamite. Goodbye, Eddie. And if you learn nothing else from guitar, that's something that's really worth knowing as how to tune your guitar. The other way to make sure your guitar is in tune, go to your 5th fret here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Most of you will have a dot on the 5th fret. Sometimes the dot's on the side of the guitar. If you will hold down the 6th string, the top 6 strings up, you count 6 up. Top string, use your middle finger, press it kind of hard, and then you'll get that sound, and it'll sound exactly the same as the string below it. And that's it. Then do it the same thing on the 5th string. Should sound the same as the string below it. Next one down should be your 4th string. That's different on your 3rd string up when you go to the 4th fret. So drop back 1 fret on the 3rd string. It should sound the same. And then finally 5th fret of the 2nd string. Okay. So now you're holding the guitar correctly. You're in good tune. You can use your phone. You should download a guitar tuner onto your phone just so you have it, and you're ready to play. Okay, let's go through a couple of thoughts. One, we're going to play each of these frets going down here. They all have numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. You've probably got a dot on 5. You probably have a dot on 7. You probably have a dot on 9. Okay, we're going to use this 1st string. That's the 1st string is the bottom string. 1, just click that. And then you're going to grab a 2, which is your 2nd fret. Hold that down with your middle finger. Pluck that. Pinky finger, hold that down, and then open, and then middle pinky up on the 4th fret, and then open. Do that a few times. O, 2, 4, 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 O. On the sheet music that's in front of you, Brother John, you'll see on the top line under guitar that says 0240. That's written down there, so it'll help you remember. And I should probably pull up the book so that I know what I'm talking about. Where am I? I don't have the sheet music in front of me. I think it says that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me come back here. 2. There we go. So and also on there I wrote OMPO, open, middle, pinky, open, middle, pinky, open. And then the next group of notes is 4, 5, and 7. 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7. Vic says, I visited Sequim. That's a myth. 4, 5. Apparently it was raining when she was there. 4, 5, 7. 4, 5, 7. But we still like to believe what we like to believe, right, Vic? Okay. And those of you guys who've been around a while and you're like, you have a friend who wants to learn a little bit about guitar, this first page is critical, okay? Get them comfortable with 4, 5s, and 7s. Make sure they're using index, middle, pinky. Also be talking about the fact that on the sheet music, you're reading the top string, but it's the bottom string on your guitar. Okay, and then like I say, I wrote on there where each note is index, middle, pinky, or open, middle, pinky, and so on, to help you remember, to help them which fingers, because we got to get these fingers operating independently. And when you first started, you forgot this already, but this was tremendously difficult. Finally, in measure 5, we're going to play 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0. I don't care about eighth notes here when I'm teaching this. I care about just getting the notes in. Okay, so 5, 7 with your ring finger, pinky on 9, back to the ring and pinky. I'm sorry, ring finger on 7, middle finger on 5, index finger on 1. on 4. Gosh, open. So it's 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0. And in class, I treat them on all those quarter notes. 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0. And when you are teaching this, the first night of homework is a lot because getting this up to speed is going to be really challenging. Okay, so there's your measures, 5 and 6. That's in the middle of your paper. At the bottom of your paper, it says 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And notice the second 0 is on the second string. So it's going to be first string, second string, first string, first string, second string, first string, first string, second string, first string. Good morning, Warren. Groovy people. All right. Let's play the whole song from the top, nice and slow. Ignore all of the timing, just everything's a quarter note. 1, 2, ready, play. 0, 2, 4, 0, 0, 2, 4, 0, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, and half notes. 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0, 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0. First string, second string, first string, first string, second string, first string. And then that's your homework for the first week, right? That's going to take a little bit when you're brand new, and most of you guys will remember struggling with that a tiny bit. Most guitar players never play a melody on their guitar. They almost always just play chords, and so it's a much higher level of difficulty, and it's weird that most guitar players never mess with it at all. They don't even try. And that means that they have to sing the melody, which is, maybe that's what they really want to do, is be singers. All right, so that's your tablature. Not unimportant. Once you learn how to read tablature, it's the same for banjo and for mandolin and ukulele and balalaika. All tablature is written the same, so once you learn how to read it, you can play all of those instruments. Next is your E chord. So we want to do this. We want to take index finger 3 strings up on the first fret, stick that there. Middle finger 5 strings up in the second fret. And then your ring finger goes right underneath that, 4 strings up in the single fret. That's your first chord. Okay? Now's when we sing, when we use chords. This is how most guitar players or new guitar players think this is the only way to play, right? So take your thumb, just straight down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping, Brother John? Brother John. Morning bells are ringing, morning bells are ringing, ding dang dong, ding dang dong. Okay, and that's what we're just keeping a nice steady beat. Every single beat gets a strum, not every note. Some notes don't get a strum, and some notes get 2 strums. Doesn't matter. Just keep that steady, and then the song will magically come out over the top of it. The other thing I want to teach on day 1 is you take 4 fingers and grab any 4 strings, okay, in a claw shape. Don't use your pinky. Pinky just sort of hangs out, does this sort of thing. It's just going to be hanging out, and don't tuck it up either. Just let it hang out and be its own live its own life over here. Grab any 4 strings. Your thumb is going to go down while these fingers come up on. So you got to grab 4 strings and 4 fingers and just go down, and then down with your thumb, up with these 3, but at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Notice nothing's going on my elbow. Okay, it's all in my knuckles, a little bit in my wrist. 1, 2, ready, play. Frere Jacques, Frere Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous, sonnez les matines, sonnez les matines, ding dang dong, ding dang dong. Okay. So those are the 4 things that I teach on day 1 for all guitarists. And I don't care if they have 50 years of experience, most of them need a refresher on that. How to tune your guitar, how to hold your guitar. Holding the guitar will be, those of you guys who end up teaching somebody, that will end up being the big problem right off the bat. Holding that guitar is a huge problem. Getting the guitar tuned, usually I tune it up for them the first time as they walk in the classroom, and then after that, then it's on them to keep up the tuning. And so I start keeping an eye on who owns an electronic tuner, who's using relative tuning to make sure, and start really kind of always poking at that just a little bit. Third thing I teach is how to play a melody from tablature. That's, as all of you guys that are hanging out here know, that's the critical part. And then I teach the E chord. And so if lesson 1, if you get those 4 things out, how to tune, how to hold it, how to play a melody, and how to play this melody, and how to play the E chord, you have been wildly successful in your first day. So those of you who are newer, obviously I'd love for you to be able to play Brother John without looking at the paper, right? And I would love, and so over the rest of the week, then we will work to get it up to proper speed. We will be working that 7-9-7-5-4-0 is supposed to be twice as fast as we played it, and you'll begin to feel that in the music when you get there. You're going to be like, I know I need to play 7-9-7-5 much faster than I am playing that. And then also the fun part in class is when you have a group of people. You can have some people play the E chord, and some people play the melody, and it's really fun. Or you'll have everybody play melody, or you'll divide up measure by measure and have each person play their measure, right? You play measures 1 and 2, you play measures 3 and 4, you play measures 5 and 6, and then everybody plays measures 7 and 8. And so even if they're struggling a little bit, everybody is usually successful with it. Very kind of a fun way to get everybody successful on day 1. And of course, reading tablature is a month-long project, right? You have to get comfortable with your brain turning that tablature upside down. And for some people, they get it the first week. Some people it's 2 weeks, but almost everybody by week 3, their brain has now figured out, hey, I can the string on the top is my string on the bottom, type thing. And I did the very first set of tablature that we know for lute that's in existence was actually written right side up. It was written the other way, and at some point very shortly thereafter they realized, hey, it's so much more teachable and easier to understand if we put them upside down. That way, if you get confused, you just hold your guitar up to your paper and you can see exactly which frets and which strings you're supposed to plug. So there's Brother John. That gets us started in this program, and we will play through this song all week long and make sure that everything's feeling comfy with it. Those of you who are newer, it's a good review. Those of you who are brand new, obviously this is critical. This piece of paper there's no point in going on to any other paper until this paper makes sense. And then for those of you guys who have been around a long time, this is how you teach it. This is how we get people started in fingerstyle. If we're teaching them singing in chords, it's a completely different program. Not completely, but it's generally we go in a different direction. We teach them the 3 chords right off the bat, A, D, and E, and then we spend about 7 months working just on that. But if somebody says, you know what, I'm not that excited about singing, fingerstyle, that's where you go. Now on Friday, in the beginning, how did you decide to start with Brother John Ferraraga? The reason I decided that was way back in the day. I needed the entire song to be on one string, and there was nothing else I could think of right off the bat that made any sense. And on ukulele, it's the same frets as on ukulele, but it was all on one string. That way I didn't have to think about, all right, we're going to use multiple strings. And so on ukulele, that's how and honestly, it seemed like the most straightforward way of playing an entire melody on one string. And then at the end, when you get to do the bells, you actually get a little treat because you get to use the second string. And it just worked out that way. I was just looking for a 1-chord song that I could put the entire thing on to the string number 1. And so Frere Jacques had jumped to the head of the pack. And so that's how I ended up starting with that one. Also, you think about it, these days, because people have to have everything cool, they don't do the American songbook anymore. They do Disney and all this stuff, which is way too hard for beginners, and it causes people to quit. And if someone can get over the idea that, hey, I'm going to play these old-fashioned kid songs to get up and running on guitar, if I can get beyond that, then I'm going to have an easy pathway, a nice, easy on-road onto playing high-level stuff. And, in a couple of years, I can have you playing, super complicated stuff. Whereas if you go the other direction, I had one girl who came in. She had been playing the C chord, F chord, and G chord on ukulele for 2 years. 2 years, and was really, honestly, not that good at it. So it's definitely... by teaching, getting people started in tablature right away, it gets them past that complicated part of reading it. And then once they read it, then it's just a matter of practicing and practicing and practicing. And the benefit of fingerstyle is, as you practice, you can start playing crazy difficult songs pretty quickly, whereas with chords, you're going to spend a whole lot of time getting comfortable with how to get your stupid C chord on. And so it's a different pathway that I find less effective. If I have someone who's really committed to singing, then we work on those few chords, and usually they only need a few lessons, because their problem is with their right hand. We get their right hand figured out, and then off they go, and I don't see them again. Which is okay too. All right. Last Friday we did not get a chance to play any of the Book 2 stuff that we played through from the previous week. So what I'd like to do for the rest of the hour is just play through our Book 2 songs. If that's, I guess it has to be okay, because that's my plan. So I'd like to start with Buffalo Gals. I'd like to just play through everything. I always feel bad when we work on a song during the week and then we don't get to play it on Friday. So as you guys know, we've been doing an awful lot of music, and I'm getting probably a little too busy during the weeks, and then all of a sudden we can't get to everything on Friday. So if you will grab Buffalo Gals, let's play Buffalo Gals, Carnival of Venice, Clementine, and Deo today, and let's just play through in whatever style you want to play. And so for those of you who are legitimately in Book 2, I would say guitar melody is probably your safe bet. If you are working on chords and you absolutely know you have G and D7 down, you have no problem with it, then don't play that, right? I mean, if you already know for sure you can play this song with the chords, then you don't need to. And then obviously our long-term goal for everybody is to play tough acts, and when you're newer in Book 2, it's quite a tall order. And so there's that. I should mention, if you are solid in all three categories, you are thinking about grabbing arpeggio patterns, and you don't have to do the ones I wrote down. I'm taking all these arpeggios out of Book 2. It was a crazy idea that I had. I'm going to move them all into Book 3. Because on a Book 2 level, you're really thinking about, here's my G chord, and I'm in 4/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and then D7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And it's always going to work, right? As I was walking down the street, down the street, down the street. That's what I really want you to be able to do in Book 2, is just have a thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, index, middle, ring, and just get that pattern where that happens very consistently. Then in Book 3, we can start really diving into more specific, hey, here's the arpeggio pattern and I want you to play type thing. So anyway, that's my thought on that. All right, so let's play. All right, Buffalo Gals, any way you want to play it? 1, 2, 3. Three. time. Play it one more time. So I was supposed to play it through 4 times, but 3 times is plenty. I noticed as I went the second time through, I went with claw. Well, quite a bit more challenging to play with claw, and probably a little less rewarding, right? And so I think when you're playing guitar, be thinking about one. We're always thinking about, hey, I got to get my skills better, but we also want to think about what's getting us the best result. And most of the time when I'm arranging, I'm really thinking about thumb down, because I'm mostly thinking about newer players that I want the guitar to sound beautiful. But as those of you guys who've been around a while, you want to start also practicing with your claw and trying every song both ways, so that you can learn to master both techniques and to kind of decide which one works better with any given song. Tends to be a song like that that's kind of flowy and dancey and sweet. Probably thumb makes a whole lot of sense. All right, next up, let's go grab Carnival of Venice. Over here in the C's. All right. By the way, I'll mention it now because I'm thinking about it. I got called into a meeting the rest of the day. So if you normally come to harmonica or ukulele, we're not having those classes today. And there's something posted on each of those pages for you to work on today, but we're not actually going to have class because I'm been pulled away. So just for your planning purposes today, you have 3 hours of playing music without Gary, which might be very, very pleasant. All right, Carnival of Venice. Remember, the big thought process on this one was you have your C chord going to your G7 and back. I would say I've been playing a while, and this is still the chord arrangement that causes me the most panic, right? When I see C's going to G7, I'm like, oh gosh, please, please, please get it right. I could do myself a favor by playing Carnival of Venice for about a week straight. Speaking of playing, as a reminder, tomorrow we start on exercise 13, which all of you guys have already done because you were helping me get ready for my audition. But we're going to follow, we're going to go right, this book I'm using, we're going to go right straight down every single lesson in there. That way, if somebody comes in late, they can go over to those recordings and just go right down through the same process. But remember, you're supposed to have put your video camera, your phone up in front of you, hit video, and then play through Autumn Waltz. And then then put that file into your computer somewhere in a little folder called Old Horrible Recordings. Don't look at the recording. It's okay if there's mistakes on there. Just create the recording and put it aside. And then 6 months from now, we'll try to remember, and we'll have a, okay, you can watch Autumn Waltz today, and you go back and you look at it and you'll be like, boy, I've come a long way. That's theoretically what we're doing on that. So, so tonight, if you haven't done it yet today, yeah, Monday night we will have Monday night uke. It's just this early afternoon that I'm all messed up on. So yes, thank you for asking, Vic. We will have ukulele tonight. Yes. All right. Carnival of Venice. Remember your melody is pretty straightforward. Whoop. And of course, if you are going to play tough uke, you got a lot more work to do on this one. It's all over the place. 3-beat count, 2-beat count in, and then we play the 3, and then we'll go. And let's play it twice through. 1, 2. and then vibrato if you happen to be playing melody. That's a really pretty song, and you're supposed to play it fast, right? We don't play anything fast, but you're supposed to, and it's actually surprisingly challenging on tough guitar. All right, surprisingly less challenging. Let's go grab Clementine. All right, Clementine, A and E7 are our two chords. Again, book 2, the principal purpose of book 2 is to get you comfortable going from the main chord to its best friend and back. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab whatever way you want to play it, and let's go through it twice. I think 2 times is plenty. 1, 2. And you're supposed to sing that 8 times through. So, yeah. Again, just practicing A to E7 is the main idea. And paying attention to 16th notes. That's an interesting thing. Oh, my darling. Oh, my darling. Oh, my darling Clementine. So you've got some 16th notes mixed in with some non-16th notes. And paying attention to those as you're working through a piece of music will make you sound better. All right, and then finally today, Deo, which end up with a pretty challenging piece of music here, and so let's give it a try. All right. Remember, it's not quite what Harry Belafonte did, but it's close. All right, let's give it. Let me make sure we're here. Okay, Banana Boat Song, D chord to A chord. That's probably the guitar's most fun chord pairing. 1, 2, ready, play. Go. There we go. Elizabeth, I think, has that one memorized, and she's probably like, Gary, what are you doing? All right. So there we are. You sit there. Always a terrible idea just to lay your guitar over on its side somewhere. All right, guys. So that's we finally wrapped up last week. We've gotten started on this week's Book 1, Lesson 1. And we're going to be doing that Book 1, Lesson 1 forever. And so when you at some point you'll be like, I can't sit through that anymore. Just know that's the time when you should be teaching it. Tomorrow we've got the Segovia Patterns will continue. I just can't seem to get it memorized. I'm not spending enough time on it, clearly. Brother John again. Tomorrow, Down in the Valley, I'll See You in My Dreams. I have not finished that arrangement for guitar. I have it done for ukulele. It just takes about an hour or so to convert it over. Hopefully I'll have it done. If I don't have it done, we will move on to Internationale for the Wednesday Book 3 song. So one of those two will happen tomorrow. If you come in and you see a PDF for it, you'll be like, sweet. And if you don't see it, just be ready to play Internationale. So it might not be a bad idea to go ahead and play that today in your spare time. And then tomorrow we're also digging into exercise 13. Try to put it on recording the Autumn Waltz, so that way you can just sort of put it behind you. I'm going to get mine on recording today as well, because I don't want to start the new week's song without having just at least recorded what I can do on the previous week's song. And again, it's not to be, I'll end up having to post mine, but you guys are just to put it in a file and hide it. Okay? Again, just to help track your progress over time, because we are never satisfied with how we're playing guitar ever, and so, but it is very rewarding to look back at some stuff you've done in the past and go like, oh man, I'm way better than I used to be. So yeah, Evelyn, good to see you. I'll see you tonight, right? Vic, I'll see you later. Nancy, you are welcome. And anybody else that's hanging out, Warren, thanks for being here. Anybody else hanging out over here, good to see all of you. And hit the thumbs up if you're plugged in, and I will see the rest of you tomorrow. Have a great afternoon.